Yes, guys, welcome to a very, very late night special of Flower Hour. I am Rob. I will soon be joined by boss man Simon. Welcome all. Thank you all for staying up after that game. And those of you who's watching along as you making your way to the car park, etc. Thank you all for tuning in. So just a bit of a quick one this evening, 20 minutes or so to divulge this evening's events. We'll quickly talk over the teams, the performance, and yeah, we'll go from there. So your interaction is key. So please make sure to jump in the comments and put your thoughts to this evening's games, etc. And we'll be sure to get through those. So thank you all for tuning in. So we'll jump straight into the comms then before we get going. Evan says, I cannot bear this style of football anymore for Cardiff and Wales. It's paint drying football, and if it has did track possession percentage, the players would even be more lost than they were tonight. He follows it up with Belgium were more than happy with a 1-goal lead and do impress us, yet we still love to wait for something to happen before we move the ball forward. Copy and paste Cardiff and Wales. And the irony of that is it is copy and paste from Cardiff, but there's here he comes. There's not even a Cardiff player in sight. But talk about people in sight. It is the boss man, my final boss. Well, actually, he's not my final boss. But it is Mr. Simon. How are we, mate?
Yeah. I don't know, mate. Like, disappointing, but like ultimately, I said this morning, the bare minimum should be that we fucking fight and give the maximum amount of effort. And I thought the players tried. Like, we just haven't got the players anymore. Like, we just haven't got like those game-changing players. We haven't got the quality. Defensively, we're a shambles, and I don't really understand some decisions that are made, like selection-wise and subs and stuff that are a bit weird. But I thought, I thought the players tried, and I thought there was times where we had a little bit more. If we'd had a bit more quality, Belgium were there for the taking, but we just didn't have that extra bit of quality to make something happen. Like, and then just switching off. Like, you get back into it at 3-2. You know there's going to be injury time. And then to just two players, I'm not sure who it was. I think it was Cabango and Sorba Thomas, just completely just don't even think about a player at the back post. One of them's watching from the edge of the box, and one of them just hasn't read the cutback, and it's just like we've just got back into the game. Belgium have looked a bit dodgy all through the game defensively, and we just didn't have enough quality, mate. Ultimately,
yeah. There's a few things I want to bring up on that. Belgium were there for the taking tonight. Belgium was there for the taking.
Definitely.
They are not that good a team. I mean, they are a good team, don't get me wrong. But you look at the England game, and I mean, obviously, we were a shadow of ourselves against England, but Belgium ain't great, mate. Yes, they've got the attack in front with De Bruyne, Trossard, Doku, and those alike. But defensively, apart from Courtois, there's nothing about them, mate. They were there for the taking. When Wales went 1-up, Wales should have literally gone for blood and literally cut them open. But they sat back for about 10, 15 minutes, Wales did, avoided the pressure, and, lo and behold, penalty given, goal, which I want to talk about as well, because you brought it up with their last goal as well. It's shocking, mate. It is shocking. And, I'm not calling for Belby's head, don't get me wrong. But some of the decisions this evening was atrocious from the manager. This call a spade a spade. It was pathetic, some of the decisions. His desire to keep sober Thomas out there when there was better options, I would say. And this is not talking with my Cardiff head on, my Cardiff hat on. You know, I've fallen, like, not I've fallen out, but I've had disagreements in our chat with people because of how much I love following Wales and things like that. And it makes you consider it, mate. It makes you consider sober Thomas, mate. Like, it was literally like, I don't like calling Cardiff players out. I don't really like calling any players out as much as I want you to believe. But some of his play, his tracking back was shit. Let's call a spade a spade. It was awful. He was preliminarily at fault for that Munir goal, which was a good goal, by the way. And he was at fault for not tracking back for their fourth goal as well. And it's wild to me, mate. It's wild.
Yeah, I mean, in a must-win game, like, you've got to defend properly, and we just didn't defend properly. I feel a bit sorry for Jordan James because people blaming him, like, and look, it's a stupid thing, and but it's instinct. He just kind of sticks his hand out, and that third goal absolutely just killed us. Like, the second penalty just killed us completely. It killed all the belief that they had sort of slowly started to build up. But like you say, mate, like, defensively we just weren't good enough. And the other thing as well is, I thought, like, Harry Wilson and Sorba Thomas, from about 70 minutes, they looked like they had nothing left in the tank. Like, they just looked knackered. And you're just thinking, the one thing which would have done for certainly troubled Belgium in the latter part of the game, was a bit of pace and a bit of extra legs. And even Kiefer Moore, mate, why did we bring him on so late? Like, you need goals, and you've got a 6'4" or whatever striker who's got a bit of a knack of scoring goals. At least you can play off him, even if he doesn't, if he doesn't score himself. But I don't know. I'm a bit torn with Bellamy because I've seen some stuff under him with Wales that I really like. But I've heard some stuff from him as well, which I really like. Like, I like the fact that he wants to be aggressive and he doesn't want to be the underdog, and he wants to go and kind of install that thing in the players that, no, just go win the football match. But I also think the 3 games prior to this game, we were diabolical, like, so bad and so bad tactically. At least today, I felt like at least from the start, he got a balance right, which was something which I thought against England, Canada, and Kazakhstan, I didn't know what the fuck he was doing. He was playing like one in midfield, effectively. And the people in midfield, or some of the people in midfield, were just not good enough. And you couldn't really see what he was trying to do. Well, at least today, he had Jordan James back in there. And I feel for Jordan James because I thought him and Ampadu were really good. I thought they were the pick of the players. But we just haven't got, like, I don't know whether it's because we're a small nation, so we just got a small pool of players to pick from, or what it is. But it's like those final decisions, those final balls, that final moment, especially in a high pressure situation. We just don't have the players to do it with quality. Like, we just don't. And I think, the Cardiff fans will be looking at it and going, well, you need to win a game of football, and you've got Ruben Colwell on the bench. Ben Davies comes off, and you could have put Ronan Capacchio's pace on there to sort of, at least, you saw what he did against, what game was that recently in the second half, where he tore them apart. Oh, it was in the comeback against Leyton Orient. And I get it, like, they're playing League One football, so people think, there's other players that should play ahead, but you got to take the game situation for what it is. The one thing which both of those players might have offered was difficulty for the opposition. Ruben is very difficult to play against because of his size. He's got a habit of doing something out of nothing. Like, he might have done nothing, but at least try something. When Ben Davies goes off injured, I was thinking, right, put Nico left and get Capacchio on, because at least Capacchio will get up and overlap and give you some, like, genuine frightening pace, which you haven't really got because Daniel James is injured. And it's just, I don't know what I'm struggling a bit with Bellamy tactically at the moment. I don't really know I can't see what he's trying to do a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But then maybe that's why he's the manager and I'm not.
Yeah, that's it. It's a difficult one, mate, because obviously we were there. Obviously, you done a fantastic show with him, and I lapped it up. I lapped every single word that came out of his mouth out. Sorry, and you know, and even prior to Bella's, you know, I was massive behind the Together Stronger unit, the Welsh fan unit, the Red Wall. Big fan of it. Huge fan of it. I bought into it. I am buying into it, but it's making it more and more difficult to do so at the moment because, you know, it's hard to separate your Cardiff head to your Welsh head at the time because you think, oh, is he actually doing it because what's right for Wales, or is he doing it because he's got a bit of a vendetta against Cardiff? And
Do you know what I think it is, mate? I don't even think it's that anymore. I think it's more a case of, I think it's twofold actually now. I think one is that he doesn't want to be accused of being biased towards Cardiff, like by selecting Cardiff players, which is ridiculous. And then the second half of it, I think, is particularly in Ruben's case, he's gone so long not picking him, being questioned about it, justifying it, and then not picking him, that he doesn't want to pick, like he doesn't want to play him, sort of thing, because it's like he's gone back on what he said. But look, I'm not saying that I wouldn't. I'm not saying that Ruben definitely, you know, he should have come on or something. I'm just saying when you've got to win you have to win a football match. Like you've got to be aggressive. And I just thought when Ben Davies went down, I thought that was the perfect opportunity to bring Capacchio on. Someone who he likes as well. Like I just thought the pace would be a bit of a game changer for us. But you know, ultimately, mate, I think I said it this morning in the preview. Like maybe as Welsh fans, we have to have a bit of a reality check. Like we haven't, you know, you look at the squad that England put out against us the other day, and then look at the players they left out, like Jude Bellingham and Kobe Mainoo and all these different footballers who would walk into our first 11. It's like maybe we just haven't got the depth at the moment. We got a lot of good youngsters coming through, and we got to be a bit patient and wait for them to kind of settle in a bit and let those youngsters come through. But it's frustrating, isn't it? Because I think Belgium, I didn't think were up to that much. They were very good at keeping the ball until we got really stuck into them. Then they seemed to panic a bit. I've never seen a Belgium team go so long ball either. They were so direct today. They put it up to the striker straight all the time.
And that's wild because no Lukaku either from today.
No.
No out and out big number 9. And I think that's a credit to the Welsh midfield. Obviously, we touched upon Jordan James earlier. But yeah, him and Ams, I think they were quality, to be fair. And we got to remember the positives. I think those two, they are the future of Wales. They are still very, very young men. It's just the decisions around them that need to improve. I thought Joe Rodon, even without the goal, I thought he's good. I thought he done well against England, mate, to be honest, in a shit performance.
Got to get Dylan Lawler in there, mate, with him. Got to. Like, I love Ben Davies, but he had his day, mate.
You've got to pull that trigger, mate. You've got to pull that trigger on Lawler, Rodon partnership, mate. That's a partnership for the next 10, 15 years.
Of course it is. Like, people forget, mate, how young, like Jordan James is only, was he 23 or something, 21? I don't know. Nico Williams is only mid-20s. Like, they're all quite young.
Yeah, I think Nico
give him some time.
The last couple of weeks.
I'll
blame her on the Postecoglou. I blame her on the Ange Postecoglou effect, to be honest with you, mate. He doesn't look the same player he was for the last couple of years for me, Nico. He's lacking that confidence. I thought Ben Davies did okay. He had to carry. I don't think Cabango's ready. I'm sorry, I don't. And this is not me saying because he's Swansea captain. I don't think he's ready. I don't think he's. You look at the standard of Dylan Lawler. Dylan Lawler's head and shoulders above him at the moment for me personally. I don't think he's up to standard, and I think Davis had to carry Cabango through most of that game, as he did to cover the left wing back position with Sorba because he wasn't retreating back to help out. I tell you who surprised me somewhat, Mark Harris. I am by no means his biggest fan, far from it. But I thought he did a good job, mate. I thought he did what was asked. You know what we get from Mark Harris now, mate? He is all fart, no poo. He can't score if he saved his life, but his pressing game was strong, and I thought he did a decent job, in fairness, and he was one of the better ones for me tonight.
So, like, I don't disagree with you, right? I thought he did all right, and I think he put everything into it. He does what he's. But like, effectively, mate, he's in there to press and to try hard, and I get it. Like, that can be beneficial in a certain way, but for me, like, he can't hold the ball up, he can't get in behind, and he can't beat a man, and it's a bit like I don't know what he is, like, in terms of like what type of forward he is, but you can't fault the effort. And I thought he led the line by example in terms of the start to the game and trying to be fast and press and be quick out of the blocks early in the game. He was a big part of that. It's just where the biggest problem Wales have. Well, I suppose it's twofold, because I think defensively we look shocking, but I would argue that we have the players defensively that we can fix it. So I would say the biggest problem Wales have is we haven't got a striker. We haven't got a striker anywhere. We don't seem to have a genuine out-and-out number 9 in any of the age groups. And some of the boys who watched like the younger age groups might be able to point me towards one, but we just lack, like, Kiefer Moore is, he's in the twilight of his career. I don't think he can play all the games because sometimes it doesn't suit to play with a big man. But look, it's frustrating, isn't it? Because we do have quality, like Harry Wilson's quality. David Brooks can be quality on his day. Ethan Ampadu is quality. Like, I think Ethan Ampadu and Jordan James as a partnership is fantastic. But you have to have the players around them. And unfortunately, I think what we are seeing in the recent sort of games is we're seeing how big a part Nico Williams played in how good we were in the early part of Bellamy's sort of tenure. Because as soon as Nico Williams has gone off the boil, we have looked way, way, way more disjointed, and we just don't look the same team anymore.
So we say we all blame Ange Postecoglou then for ruining Nico Williams.
It's all his fault, mate. So I disagree with you on Cabango. I quite like Cabango. I didn't think he was great tonight, but I don't mind him. Like, I think I agree with you. I don't think he's as good as Dylan Lawler, but I don't think many people are, mate. Ultimately, like, I think people are starting to realise what I've been saying for a while is, like, he's just exceptional. And I think we missed his ball playing again tonight, even though he's only played one game for us. Since he played that one game against Kazakhstan, we haven't remotely looked as comfortable on the ball. It is just what it is. But I don't know, mate. Like, on one hand, I'm like, they gave it everything. They just didn't have the quality. On the other hand, I'm like, like, we just weren't good enough. And I do question that, like, 5 minutes to go and you're bringing Jay De Silva on. Like, come on. What's that? Like, surely at that point you should be. Surely at that point you're chucking on any attacking player you've got on the bench. Like, you're just looking and going, right, which one of you is attacking? Get on the pitch. Like, just because you've got no other options, you got to win the game. Like,
the pace Isaac Davis has got.
And they left him out.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why? Like, why is he being left out? I think we all knew that. I think we all knew that Joel wasn't coming on.
Well, they left out Dylan, Joel Colwell, and Isaac from the match. They weren't in the squad tonight. They left them out this
I didn't
morning.
realise that. I'll be honest.
Yeah, so only Ruben and Kapakia was in the squad for the game. But I would argue, mate, that I would have had Isaac on the bench simply because he's direct and he's pacey and he's skillful, and we had to win the game. Anyone who's a bit of that.
Was she on the bench?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I think so. I think it was only those three which got left out.
Yeah. Loads of comms. We'll jump to comms quickly, so if that's all right, pal.
Yeah, crack on, mate.
We fucking go. The rat to come on the pitch was man of the match for Graham. That was quite entertaining. When Liam come on, we got better. Oh, is he on about the rat? Maybe. I think I may have lost that. Mark said, even on Saturday, watching that survey, some of our players better than what Bella's put in. Nice colour and tea on display. Brian Johnson marking the rat was the highlight of the game. Don't even give me started on Brian Johnson, mate. I think, do you know, I know he's a Premiership footballer, mate. I know he plays for a top club, but I don't see it. I know he's probably you would say on paper, he's the best of what we got right now, but and again, this is maybe going my Cardiff head, but I think like Isaac Davis fucking offers more than him. I do think like some of his reactions to the play against England was pathetic for me. Half-assed with his tackling, and he was just that's one thing I'd applaud Bellamy for, is I'm glad he got dropped today, because I don't think that he deserved to be in that team for me. Yeah, I can't buy into him, mate. I can't buy into Johnson. I know he has had good performances for Wales, don't get me wrong. And he's obviously a class player, because he won't be playing top end of the Premier League, but
he just doesn't look asked, mate.
What's that?
He just doesn't look asked for Wales. I got to say it. Like, he just doesn't look like he gives a shit.
He don't look like he gives a shit. You're absolutely right, mate. He doesn't look like he gives two fucks about Wales. And you bang on. Reece Evans said, why didn't he bring on El Ghazi? My bad flashbacks from last season. We got Paul says, Wales are better, lads. Let's be honest with ourselves. Last 4 games, it's not been good enough. Paul was for tonight. Bell needs to bring in some new blood with pace. I wonder where you'd find that from.
But the thing is, though, mate, with that, right, I don't disagree in many ways. Like, there's a load of talented youngsters that you could blood and give time. But a lot of fans, we've seen it with Cardiff this year, mate. A lot of fans haven't got patience, which is remarkable when you consider how poor Wales have been in historically. Like, we've all been through the heartbreak, and we've all seen us be annihilated. We've seen us miss out on qualifications and playoffs and the rest of it. It's mad to say, but like, the modern football fan doesn't have the patience to allow youngsters to make mistakes and to blood. And you go on social media, mate, and you are going to have a look at the comments about Jordan James. And I get it, mate. It was a stupid thing to do. It was just he didn't even think about it. He just stuck his arm out, and it's cost him. And that, I'm sure, will haunt him. But he was also quality for the rest of the game. And he's also 20, whatever. He's a young man. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, but you go on social media and there's people baying for blood for him. And I get it. Like, people are upset and people are frustrated. But unfortunately, saying that we need new blood, we're a small nation. We have a very small pool of players to pick from. So if you're going to say, or not you, but like if people are going to say we need new blood, that means the youngsters. Well, if I'm a manager, I'd be very wary about bringing a load of 18, 19-year-olds in, because of the way the modern football fan is. You could ruin players within like a couple of games, a couple of bad games, and then fans will be on them. And unfortunately, it's just the way of the world now. Like, it's the way it is these days. But you know, not everybody has got a composure of and the mentality of like a Dylan Lawler, where they can seemingly can cope with it, all sorts of pressure and the rest of it. Like, some 19-year-olds are normal and they feel the pressure and they feel the criticism. And I don't know, mate. I don't know. I look back to 2016 and beyond, even in the gigs when people didn't really like him, but they kind of got behind him because he started to do a decent job. Wales fans were always pretty united, like, bar a couple of idiots. And now I see it, and I just see so much bickering and so much fucking just like, even before the games, like just arguing and that. It's just, yeah, it winds me up. Like, but do you know what? Craig Bellamy has to take some responsibility for that, because a lot of the disagreements among fans is because certain players are not getting selected and other players are, and he's not kind of sticking to his own rules. So like, he'll say, oh, you know, players have got to be playing, they've got to be informed, they've got to be getting minutes for their clubs. And then he picks players who had like 2 minutes at their clubs all season against some people who've been playing week in, week out and doing well. And that then creates a discussion and it causes a divide. It's just a fact. Now, you know, social media isn't always indicative of real life, but it is also an indicator of the feeling of people.
Very well said, my friend. Few comms, and we won't stay on too long. Side note. Let's have a look what we got from Dan Lowe from the Barmy Bluebirds. Bellas talks the talk and is no doubt a great motivator. He has good ideas, but just not sure he is quite the right man at this moment for Wales. Before you answer,
who else would you bring in though? Like, honestly,
before you answer, before you answer that, JT follows up with Bellamy thinks he's clever, saying I don't play formation and play shapes. Well, your shapes are abysmal. Craig should have been 7-2 Belgium, and he follows it up with I've lost it. Basically follows up with Bella's time to go there. What's your thoughts, man?
I do understand it, because I don't think it's necessarily about people's reaction isn't necessarily just about tonight. Like, because I think if you had tonight in just one individual game, I think you could probably say, you know, Wales, they tried, they weren't good enough, whatever, defensively shambolic, whatever. But the past 3 or 4 games, we've been absolutely pathetic. And I don't mean just the way we've played. I mean, like, the setup and the structure of the team. Now, that is his responsibility. And he didn't just do it for one game. He did it 3 games in a row, I think it was, or maybe 4, but certainly 3, and didn't change anything. Kept playing the same shape, kept getting outplayed and overrun in midfield. By Kazakhstan, by the way. I'm not about the England game. Like, I expect to be overrun in the England game. I don't expect to be overrun against Kazakhstan. But I would ask the question is, like, if not Bellamy, who? And I think the players are behind him. I would question whether he has the players available to him to be a lot better than what we are.
100%. Look, at the end of the day,
I do get it, though. I get the frustration, like, because I've been really, really frustrated with him the past few games.
Yeah, 100%, and it's natural, and it's mad. You touched upon it a few moments ago. You know, I mean, I'm not as old as you, thank God, but we've all ridden the highs and lows of Welsh football in the past 30 plus years, and it's only been this last 10 years, 10, 12 years or so. Euros 2016, wasn't it, where we qualified finally. So what we know, 25, last 10, 12 years or so, where we've started seeing success, and maybe we are getting carried away. Maybe we are getting too big for our
Expected a bit too much.
Yeah, maybe we are, but I think that we are right to do so as well. And I just think he needs to eat a bit of humble pie and react to it. And because I just think, like tonight at Cardiff City Stadium, yes, of course, you got fans from Swansea, Newport, Cardiff, non-Welsh football club fans there. But you bring on Ruben this evening, even if we are losing, I just think that would set a tone for Cardiff fans personally that, okay, fuck, we can get behind it. Do you know what I mean? I know it seems like a small gesture. Excuse me, sorry. Even if it was like for the last 10, 15 minutes or so. But to bring him on, that would be like an olive branch, if you like, to the Cardiff fans to be like, yes, I acknowledge you guys, I acknowledge the club, and here we go. And not water under a bridge, but do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like just a bit of a fuck it, we're in this together. I'll put my shit aside. Let's do it. Let's go head on together. Ruben may have not had a touch or done much in the game, but I think just to have got him on the pitch at home against Belgium.
Do you know what it does do, mate? Do you know what it does do? If he puts him on for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 2 minutes, it just kind of puts it to bed. Because I'm fed up of talking about it. Like,
yeah.
If he brings him on, it's just done.
That's like 15, 20 minutes or so. Yeah, 100%. If you're bringing him on when when Wales 4-2 down or whatever it was at the end, then yeah, of course, that's just for shits and gigs then. But what I'm talking about is if it was before the Nathan Broadhead change or just after the Nathan
I thought he should have come on. I thought he should have come on when they brought Broadhead and keep him more on. I thought that was the right time to bring him on. Just because he'll be awkward and do something different. I got to address this comment, mate, a minute. Jeff, right, says, get Ramsey and his manager. Right. With the greatest of respect, right, I like Aaron a lot. And I'm going to word this really carefully because he's doing something for me at the moment. But like, Aaron, one, is still playing. Two, if you think that Craig Bellamy is tactically not up to it yet, I think someone said earlier, I don't know if it was Jeff, it might be someone else, said like Bellamy's not ready at the moment or he's not the right man for Wales at the moment. How could you possibly think that Aaron is the right man now? Now, Aaron, I think, will be a Wales manager at some point. But not that time is not now. Like, Bellamy is whatever he is. What is he, about a year or so, 18 months into his tenure? Do we really need to bin him off and start again? Or actually, do we try and get him to do what Giggs did a little bit and blood some of the youngsters coming through like Capaccio and others? There's others, not just Cardiff players, but there's a whole group of young players in the 21s who are primed to push into the first team over the next year or two. Is Craig Bellamy the right person to bring them through and give us? Maybe we're just in transition, mate, because we haven't got a Bale, we haven't got a Ramsey, we haven't got, Neil Taylor and all these great players that we had during that sort of period. So we're just in transition. So we've got like a few quality players like Harry Wilson and David Brooks, but we've also got a few iffy players. We've also got a couple of players who don't want to put the hard work in, like Sort and Brennan Johnson. And, on their day, they can be quality, but they're not going to give you that extra push, that extra couple of yards when you really need it because whatever reason. But I don't know, mate. I'm interested. I always welcome everyone's opinions, but that just baffles me a little bit that people would say get Ramsey in when they're not happy with Bellamy. Like the only difference to them two really is about a year's worth of management, and one's a bit more vocal than the other.
Mint. Right. Should we wrap this little badger up then?
Yeah, man.
So those of you who don't know, do we play an advert?
No, it's fine.
Sweet. So those of you who missed the Patreon show last night with myself and the beautiful Reece David Evans, we are joined by Mr. Andy Legg tomorrow evening. I believe it is a 9 p.m. start, but keep an eye on socials, which Bossman will put up eventually. And yeah, so that's gonna be wild. Can't wait for that one, mate. I know you've obviously done one with Leggy before. He was, like I said on the member show last night, he was one of the reasons why I got behind supporting Cardiff, because I was a massive fan of his. Number 3, back my shirt, first Cardiff top I had, Cardiff Mod Plan top. Buzzing, can't wait, mate. So I'm gonna do my very best not to go fanboying him tomorrow. So I'll join early, speak to him beforehand, so I can get it out of my system, so don't scare him. So, but yeah, he's a gent, mate, by all accounts.
Yeah, he scared the shit out of me at one of the games this year. I can't remember what game it was. I was walking up the steps to go to the toilet just before half time, and someone sort of grabbed my wrist and then "Sai!" and I didn't know who the fuck it was, and I looked to my side and it was him. It was like, but that's that. But like you, mate, he was, like I was such a big fan of him when I was little or when I was younger. It's not lost on me like that. Like I'm at the football and Andy Legg's calling me, so I feel very privileged, mate. Very privileged, and on that very privileged feeling, tomorrow I'm going to an EFL club for a tour of their training complex and interviewing their sporting director. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's
is it Rodney Prince in Newport?
Yeah, I'm going all the way to Newport to tour around their grounds. Actually, I am very friendly with one of the Newport players, incidentally. But that's another story for another day. So yeah, exciting times tomorrow. So I don't think there'll be a video out tomorrow lunchtime, like 5 things or anything from this game. And I got to be honest with you, as much as I love Wales, but after the England game and tonight, this international break can piss off. It's been long, and I cannot wait for Reading on Saturday. I nearly said Reading tomorrow then.
Talk about Reading on Saturday. Are you going on Saturday?
Yeah.
Guess who's going to be in your stand, baby?
No, you're not in my stand. You're on the other side, aren't you?
I'm in the grandstand, mate.
Yeah, but you'll be on the home bench, aren't you?
On the home bench.
Yeah, I think you'll be on the home bench. I'm be on the away bench. I am with all
you know already, do you? You know already where I am.
Yeah, of course I do.
You fucking rat.
I know everything. No, I sit by all the under 21s, so I'm like on the other side. But you'll be close. You'll be able to smell me.
Wait, mate. I can't wait for that. I'll be because I took my boy to the first one. Obviously disappointing random day because my car broke down on the way home, Bradford. So hopefully Gonna have much more success, both result and car wise, on Saturday, mate. So looking forward to that. And big shout out to Ange for sorting me out those tickets, by the way. So that was.
Oh yeah, right. That's what I just reminded me. Reece just reminded me of something. Sorry, mate. If you order the top off me and you go into the game on Saturday, send me a message and I'll bring it with me. I am getting them tomorrow. I'm never doing them again. Fucking done my head in. But I also do have some spares if other people want to get them who didn't get them at the time, which I wasn't expected to have. But anyway, that's that. I can't really wait to give them out, and I'm never ever going to sell a top again because it's just been a headache.
No comment.
So there we go. Through no fault of my own. But there we go.
Pass the buck as always.
No, he told me to pass the buck, in fairness.
Yeah, well, there we are. No comment. Anyway, tickets for Moza. Have we got any left?
Yeah, there is a few left, but not many. Like single figures, I think. So, yeah, get your tickets if you want to come. It's going to be good. Can't wait. And in an evening, I'm hosting an evening with Neville Southall on Friday. So I'm quite looking forward to that. Never met Neville. So can't wait. Like, right, come on, wrap it up, mate.
Yeah, wrap up. My laptop's going to die. Peace and love. See you all tomorrow. Up a flower.
This channel is powered by an incredible membership community on Cardiff City World and patreon.com/AcePodcastNation. Becoming a member unlocks exclusive rewards from early access to live event tickets, bonus content, and even the occasional inside transfer scoop when we get it. But more importantly, it allows us to bring you top quality Cardiff City content 7 days a week. Across those 7 days, we're talking match previews, exclusive interviews, instant match reactions, the breakdown podcast, tactical deep dives, the spotlight series, Bluebirds Rewind, Academy Focus, and just so much more. Led by myself, backed by an army of passionate Cardiff City fans, this is content created by fans for fans. Balanced, professional, and 100% all about the club we all love. If you enjoy what we do, then join the community today and support what we are doing as we help to keep Cardiff City World flying high.